Alright, let me preface this with saying I don't find myself interested in games that are solely racing, a la Gran Turismo. I mainly play arcade racers, some that have kart racing elements, and others that have great gimmicks, such as Split Second with its destruction and constantly changing tracks, or Driver San Francisco with that cool teleportation mechanic. If you're wondering what an arcade racer is, according to Giant Bomb, an arcade racer shoots for a fun and fast-paced experience over trying to simulate real-life physics and racing protocol. This is one of the best ways I can describe Distance. Being developed and published by Refract Studios, this indie game is 1/3 fast-paced, 1/3 fun, and 1/3 "Oh my god, did I just get cut in half by a laser?" also known as survival. Distance has players racing down one long, dangerous track just trying to survive it. While Adventure Mode lacks a story, it does a great job of gradually increasing the difficulty while making players understand the gameplay mechanics that will be necessary to survive the later tracks. These tracks are filled with deadly obstacles, such as giant spinning gears that will crush your car, deadly walls that will materialize out of nowhere, and lasers that will cut your car into pieces. Now normally these can be easily maneuvered about, but this is when Distance shows its most deadliest obstacle, speed. See, Distance has a boost button. This will increase your car's speed, pushing the pedal to the metal. Using the boost constantly, however, will cause your car to overheat and explode. So with having obstacles that can easily be avoidable at regular speed, and the slight issue of explosion, this leaves us with the question, why even use the boost? Well, there's no reason not to. Going at high speeds trying to avoid deadly lasers, gears, and walls is what makes Distance fun. The risk of overheating is there more for a tense feeling than an actual risk. Distance has checkpoints throughout the track. Passing a checkpoint will revert the car back to its original state. This means if the car was cut in half, it will return to a full body, and the boost meter will also revert back to 0. Doing tricks while in the air or wall riding can also cool down the boost meter. Even if you hold the boost button from the start of a checkpoint, you'll most likely be able to reach the next checkpoint just as the car is about to overheat, ergo the tense feeling. Once you get used to the boost button and the obstacles, Distance then includes challenges that require the insane speed in order to pull them off, such as wall jumping or jumping from floor to ceiling. Even if you do crash and burn or overheat, there's no real punishment. The game will set you back to the most recent checkpoint pass. You can also manually reset by a simple button press. The reset is quick, which helps you get right back into the action and helps create a sense of continuous, fluid gameplay. This gameplay is also paired with pleasing sci-fi-like visuals that are well complemented by a trance and techno soundtrack. There's only one thing that bothers me with Distance. Now when you're playing with the keyboard, the game feels decent. When you're playing with controller support on the other hand, it feels great. The issue comes from the game teaching you a slightly difficult way of performing actions. Right trigger hit the gas, pressing A to boost, X to jump, and right analog stick to rotate the car. These are easy enough to do in action separately and quickly, but when you're trying to use them all at the same time to perform a wall jump or a ceiling jump, it becomes a little tough. Though this is easily fixed thanks to key remapping. The game even has some of these actions remapped to alternate buttons that I found easier to use to pull off the moves. Yeah, that's about it. The rest of the game is pretty good. Both online and split-screen co-op have some fun gameplay modes. You can also try completing some difficult tracks that have no checkpoint, and there's even an in-game level creator along with Steam Workshop support. The support allows users to upload their self-created tracks. These tracks can then be used in the previously mentioned modes, helping increase the game's replayability. If you're still not sure about Distance, go try Nitronic Rush. It was developed by some of the same people who are working on Distance, and even called Distance the spiritual successor to Nitronic Rush. Nitronic Rush is free, but the game is a little shorter. I beat its story mode in about 15 to 20 minutes. Now I personally find Distance to be a better game. Let me put it in terms of a car analogy. Distance is easier to control. It not only looks sleeker, but it's also well designed. It will give more than half of the miles per gallon Nitronic Rush will provide, and Distance has more features that are not necessary, but makes the experience more enjoyable. Also, I've been watching too much Top Gear. This game is currently in early access for about $20. It is being released for both PC and PS4. However, Distance official website only says the PS4 version is coming later this year. When asked about the game's release date on Twitter, Refract Studios responded, "Still sticking with when it's ready for now. We should have a better idea after testing it at Gamescom and PAX." I am totally fine with this response. The game is pretty good as it is now, but if they're taking the time to polish it, test it, and create a better experience for players, go for it. I'm okay with waiting. Until next time, this is another game we suggest for you guys to check it out. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to get updated when our next video comes out, hit that subscribe button and follow us on social media. Like last time, this wasn't a sponsored video. We just want to promote great games that are currently in development. Speaking of last time, if you click here, you can see the Check It Out video on Ternertia, a fun, interesting platformer. You can also check out our recent countdown of characters we want to see expanded upon. If you guys know of any great games that are currently in development, leave them in the comments below. The only thing we ask is that they have a playable demo. So yeah, once again, thanks for watching.